What's going on, everyone? How you doing? Ron here with TechTipsToGo. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about a bunch of things, mostly Bitcoin. We're going to be talking about the potential rate cuts, probably a 225 basis point rate cut for the Feds. From the Feds, they got their FOMC meeting, I think, in a couple of days. But let's get into the video. So I just want to give you some history of what Jerome Powell has done in the past when they cut rates. And the last rate cut that they had was like 2020. 2019, probably about 3, 4 years ago, but I don't count 2020 because that was the COVID crash, and it was kind of one of those black swan events. And especially for those of you who are into crypto, you guys understand that these black swan events rarely happen. So I kind of don't count that when the Feds did their interest rate cuts. But I'm going to give you history. This article was back in 2019. So stocks jump as Fed Powell suggests rates could come down. Jerome Powell, the Fed Reserve Chairman, said that the central bank is prepared to act if the tension with China and Mexico worsen. So over here you can see in 2019, so the Fed rate cut mid-cycle adjustment. It was in 2019 of October, September, and August. And I'm just going to pull up the Dow. So you could see in the history of what happened in the Dow. So it started in June when Powell did the cuts, so probably around here. And you could see this candle went low and we went up about 20%. Okay, so that's what we could probably expect in terms of price movement. And we've already seen a lot of price movement from the Nasdaq, the Dow, the S&P, from the traditional stock markets. But if you take a look at this article that just came up, so the Fed's expected to start interest rate cuts incrementally on September 18th. Okay, market expects the Federal Open Market Committee to most likely cut interest rates by 0.25% to 5% to 5.2% on September 18th. I don't think we're going to get a big rate cut. I was watching a lot of the news today, and they're probably thinking about 0.25 is what they're going to expect. So the FOMC policymakers have also clearly signaled that lower interest rates should be expected in the near future. So this is good, really good news. Okay, so if we go back to the charts, and like I mentioned, this big dip here was the COVID crash. So that black swan event. And I remember this, I think Bitcoin went down to 3,200. And, it was just, things just went parabolic, right? The start of the bull cycle. And I think Bitcoin went to 63,000. So, those were the good days. It seems like yesterday. Private sales and more. Bitcoin going to 63,000. So that was Powell. Now let's get into $1 a day, guys. Keeps the degens away. This is for Rids and this is for Tassie Boy in our group. I said I had something for you guys. So $1 a day keeps the degens away. Feel free to donate to donor.finance to help for a great cause. But before we get into that, $1 a day keeps the degens away. Sprinkle some bells for you guys. All right, everyone, we're on here on my favorite platform here. Let's go explore some of the campaigns that we have on our platform. And we are going to look for Michael to do a donation. And here we are. How you doing, Michael? Michael's over here. I'm going to donate by crypto. I've got my MetaMask set up. I'm going to donate by crypto. I'm going to put ETH, and I'm going to do 0.005. And what is that? $11. Let's do 11. Let's give him 5, or let's give $7 here. 002. That's $5. We're going to do donation. We're going to accept this in MetaMask. Gas fee cost 1 penny. Let's just do confirm. Thank you. Donation was successful. So that's pretty fast. You can see how fast our platform is when donating. So like I said, $1 a day keeps the degens away. And this is going to be posted. Let's get into the next topic and come back. And you could probably see all of this stuff on chain. So September 9th was the last one I did here. Okay. Feel free to donate to some of the campaigns that you see on donor.finance. And if you do, just reach out to me on Telegram, on Twitter, on YouTube. Let me know. I got a free group in Telegram. Just let me know if you do donate. I appreciate it a lot. Whether it's feeding one of the girls, Paula's group, or Christine. They're some of our ambassadors that are working in the Philippines and Dominican Republic. So let's get into the price prediction of Bitcoin to 100,000. So All right, so Quentin over here, he's showing some previous cycles here in 2013. Okay, we hit here 2017. We went parabolic 2021. 2017, 2018 was when Bitcoin went to 20,000. 2021, Bitcoin went to 63,000. 2025, we hit 73. We hit an all-time high. I think that was just, well, obviously it was because of the inflows of the Bitcoin ETF. But the true bull run, the bull cycle, people are saying 100,000. CNBC, I think, said 100,000. So let's take a look at their predictions here. Bitcoin Magazine as well. Bitcoin Magazine, if you zoom in, it's fine. They're predicting around 100,000 in the very near future. Here's another post. Okay, so the moving average is currently at 107,558. In other words, the PI cycle, top 350 DMA, says 107,558 or higher by December 2024 to January 2025. Let's take a look at this. Retest and bottom. Okay, the PI cycle. You know, I think it's possible. Like the Fed just are going to be doing consecutive rate cuts, and you've seen in 2019 how they did three consecutive. I think it was June, October, and August. Okay, so I think that's what we're going to expect in the near future. But like I said, time will tell. Here's another one. Bitcoin is ready for a huge bull run whenever the MACD applied to U.S. money supply coupled with Chinese 10-year Treasury bonds makes a bullish crossover, then a Bitcoin BTC bull run begins. No exceptions. Now a bullish cross is imminent. Price prediction 380,000, 380,000 per Bitcoin. Crypto Rover over here says the Bitcoin bull market will start in the next 50 days. Price prediction model May 1st, 2025, $437,000 per Bitcoin. And here you can see Rover says most people do not know how big the next Bitcoin bull cycle will become. And he's just showing everything that I kind of confirmed that the Feds did an interest rate cut. We went parabolic. Okay, Feds are going to do an interest rate cut. What do you think? What's going to happen? Here's another chart from Brett ETH, Bitcoin versus the Fed rate cuts. And last, CNBC from Bitcoin Magazine here. So just in, CNBC reports Bitcoin could soon hit six figures regardless of who wins the U.S. election. Obviously, I'm going for Trump, but I think either way, whether it's Kamala Harris or Trump, I think no matter what, I think we're still going to have this pretty crazy cycle. Let's get into some on-chain analytics. You guys know I use sentiment a lot. You guys were asking me about the inflows and the exchange and the activity, so let's just do for the last week, so we can see what's going on here. So this is one thing that I really liked about the on-chain data for this chart on sentiment. If you look at the exchange inflow, the last time we had a big exchange inflow was September 10th, right here. You could see this price of Bitcoin was at the low. We had a huge inflow of Bitcoin, okay, come September 10th, and price dipped, okay. We went from 57,000, went down to 56.6, okay, and then previously we also had another dip here, okay. Huge inflows, but now if you look at what's going on now, there's really not much happening, so the activity is somewhat low, which is good, but the exchange inflows, we haven't seen any huge exchange inflows right at the bottom here, so I'm happy about that. Also, exchange miners, hash rate has, I think it's reached its all-time high, so it's getting more difficult for the miners to actually produce more Bitcoin. And here's a great chart. So supply held by miners for Bitcoin. Active addresses in the last 24 hours, pretty slow. Okay, so I like this. When you have a lot of activity, probably a lot of trading, maybe inflows of Bitcoin. You can see the inflows right here. There's a huge inflow, and then we went down. Okay, this is on a 1 hour time frame. September 10th, huge exchange inflow of Bitcoin, and we went down. Okay. And last, I showed this chart, and someone wanted me to go over this again, but basically, this is the funding rate, the total funding rate aggregated by the asset, okay, as well as exchanges. And pretty much what this chart is telling you is this is the Bitcoin positions that people are doing, whether they're longing Bitcoin, okay, or shorting Bitcoin. And typically, what I like to do, or like when I see this, when you're doing technical analysis, you could do like a contrarian trade or trend reversal trade. So basically, you're going the opposite of the direction of what most people are thinking. So liquidations happen, and institutions and whales like to liquidate people when they're, if the whole market is greedy, what do you think is going to happen? You probably get liquidated, right? People are, in euphoria. They don't want to sell. They think it's going to go higher and higher and higher, and then eventually get wrecked. So this is what the market sentiment right now is. It's short, but it's changing. Okay, so we still don't have today's data. This will probably come tomorrow, but it's flipping, right? Because the market was shorting everything September 11th, and it started to kind of reverse. And I think by tomorrow, when we get more data, I think this is going to flip around. So, anyways, let's go back to Donut Finance. Let's look at the last. Let's just do a refresh here. Let's go to crypto. And September 12th, there it is, okay? There's the donation on chain. We've almost reached the project goal for feeding a family in Nigeria. So that's everything for the video. I'll see you in the next one.